Hello, once again. Today I'm going to be doing a different video. It's actually been quite a while since I've done one of these videos. It's not just a normal KOSing one. I'm going to be ranking, well, not really ranking, kind of. I'm going to be looking at every gacha in the game and seeing which creature in them is the best overall. And I'm going to rate the stats off of we'll just rank it off of general stats. So like face tanking, ankle biting, ambushing, whatever. We'll rank it off that. Also, ignore my mushroom, I'm kind of broke right now. So first gacha. First one up is Carnival gacha, and I think this one has about the second most creatures, and it's got a lot of good ones, a lot of classic ones. Exterior's kind of bad. Kendyll, Kohikii, Lycius, Magnar, Nymphosuchus, Polymonstrum, Reviatin, Sarcaius, Toro. There's a lot of good stuff, and based off of just looking at it, I think it's pretty obvious, and I think that's going to be Kendyll for Carnival gacha. It's just kind of the best. Like, Poly has the highest damage in the game, but Poly's kind of not that great, really, at killing big things. Kohikii as well just kind of does the same thing as Poly. Lycius is great, but Kendyll overall is just the best. Now onto Herbivore gacha. And Herbivore gacha doesn't really have that many notable things. It's got, like, Lmako, Gramos. Yeah, Kame actually. I've just noticed Kame. Ooh, I didn't know Kame was in the Herbivore gacha. Kame, I still think Lmako would just be better overall. Kame is really good, but it doesn't really do much damage. It's 15k health, but Lmako just, it's a super behemoth. It's just better. So we'll pick Lmako. Now, Omnivore. There's some pretty bad things in here. Krip is just obviously the one that stands out. It's the best here. Jeff and Minowi can be good with plushies because they have latch. So Churi, I've heard, is decent, but Krip is just insane. Krip's ridiculous. Alright, now we get to the point where gachas are going to have repeats from previous gachas. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. So for Sky Gacha, all of these kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. We will pick... I'm thinking Sochuri or Venatrox. Venatrox does a decent amount of damage and corrosion. Nidal Talus does bleed, Sochuri does burn. But I think Venatrox is just kind of the best. Sea Gacha here. All of these are really good. All of them are great creatures. Nemuna with plushies is insane. Reviatin does crazy damage. Koipus is just kind of a combination of Nemuna and Reviatin. Kohikii, it's obvious. Arenoa is just smaller Kohikii. Pengon's insane. Kame is also just insane. It's honestly really hard to pick here. I think I'm gonna go with Kohikii though, because Kohikii has about 6 or 7k health, so 600 damage. It's just really good. I think it's better than Kame because Kame just doesn't really do any damage. If you don't fight back against a Kame, it can't really do anything. You have to engage. So I think Kohikii is just the best. Semi-aquatic gacha. We're just gonna pick Kendyll again. This is a repeat kind of gacha. For Bleeder, this gacha is stupid because it just puts anything that has any amount of bleed in here. So like Kohikii is not a bleeder, very obviously. And Kohikii is the best thing in here, by far. But because it's a bleeder gacha, I'm gonna go with whatever is best at bleeding, and that would very obviously be Magnar. Toxic gacha, same thing. Not much in here is actually a poisoner, besides like Shro and Momoiwa. But we'll go with Hemokai, because Hemokai does ridiculous amounts of poison. And comment below if you actually want me to do a Hemokai video, because I tried it out recently. It's kind of insane. Now we get out of the basic creatures and we get into the special gachas. So in Herbivore, with the Galaxy, there's kind of only 3 real things in here, and they're aquatics. Who could have guessed that? Plan used to be meta. It's still really good, just not many people use it. Galliostra is really underrated. Gallios is kind of insane. So is Slam. Slam doesn't really do that much on its own, it just does so much corrosion and poison that it just kind of overwhelms things, so it's not that good on its own. With a team, obviously corrosion, you like a poly, you just melt. I think we'll go with Axathan overall, it's just the best. Monster. Sweet gacha. Now Mecha gacha, it's kind of weird, because there's not really that many good things in here until you look at Jetebene. Jetebene's a really good flyer. It does tons of corrosion, it can do tons of damage and bleed. It has Hunker as well, which is kind of weird for a flyer. I think it's the only flyer that has Hunker, actually. Philodora is kind of good, because it has Climber and all the bleed, you can wall range. Oxidizing is just bad for a Kendyll tier creature. It's just not good, and everything else sucks. Now, we will have gachas in here that have rotations, and Death Gacha is one of them. Right now has Menace and Wistera, but we can look at death creatures here, and I think the best would be Theramorse or Woodra. Woodra, I used to think Theramorse was better, but they recently buffed Woodra. They gave it more damage, I think, and reduced its health, if I am correct. So we'll go with Woodra for Death Gacha. Now, Boosted Gacha. Boosted Gacha actually has a lot of really good things. Avotheus is kind of mid, Dalgara sucks, Flickerfly sucks. Geopsina is really good. Geopsina can actually beat a few Super Behemoths in a face tank, I think, with Hunger, with the right plushies. Axeline's insane. Konamushi it's good. It's not like ridiculous, but it is really good. Murloc is just a great all-rounder. Fast, great damage, decent bite cooldown, good health, good weight. It's like your average great tier 4. Nakamaska is basically just a flying Jabble. Really quick bite cooldown, high damage, low health, low stamina. So it's not amazing. Overall in here though, I think I would go with Geopsina or Haxline. It's really hard to pick though. We'll go with Haxa. Master Gacha. Session Gacha. Now, there's one thing in here that I don't even want to touch on, but everything in here is kind of not great. Venomortem is pretty good. Cellarius is bad. I was going to say something good about it, but it sucks. Turgeon, however, is still, after a year or however long, it's still really good. After countless nerfs, Turgeon is still amazing. Now, this is another one that rotates. So with limited, ignore the roll limiteds, that just shows up. Actually, I think I can... yeah. So with limiteds, best overall is obviously, I think, just gotta go with Kavo. Royalty Gacha. Golgoroth is not as good as it used to be, but Golgoroth is still really good. Amphiterium. Golgoroth, this is a hard one. Golga can basically tank anything in the game for like an hour, but it does like 2 damage. Amphiterium does the exact opposite. Everything else in here is not very notable. Escalo is good with the Reflect, but like, no one really cares. Because it's kind of PvP based, I think I'm gonna go with Amphiterium. It's hard though. Because Golga's like, oh, no one likes Golgoroth. For Celestial, everything in here sucks, besides Vortexius. Vortexius is good. It just does a bunch of burn, it's relatively tanky. Vortexius is just the best in Celestial Gacha. Mystery Gacha, this is a weird one. It has like every basic Gacha creature, so every Skies, the Carnival Widow, has every one of those in a Gacha that costs 1 ticket. In here, I think the best would be, if I can find it, best would be Lmako. Now, finally, this is on a multi-account, so we know that I do own every species in the game. Obviously, Succosaurus, it's just, this thing sucks. They're adding a new thing this week, and it's kind of bad. I've seen its stats as I'm recording this. It's not great, it's definitely better than this thing, but Succosaurus is obviously just the best. Anyway, that marks the end of that video. Tell me in the comments if you want to see like more videos like this, if you disagree with me, on any of them. Any feedback really just helps. Like and subscribe, join my Discord, do all that. See ya.